Are we ready to go? Good to go? All right, will the clerk please call the roll?
Calling the roll for the Monday, April 1st, 2024 Board of Control meeting. It is 11:02 a.m. We have Council Member Meredith Turner,
Present.
Davine Ross serving as an alternate for Dale Miller,
Present.
Trevor Meckler serving as an alternate for Purnell Jones Jr.,
Here.
Nicole English serving as an alternate for Mike Dever,
Here.
Zoe Tasco serving as an alternate for Chris Renee County Executive,
Here.
Mike Chambers Fiscal Officer serving as Chairman,
Here.
Paul Porter.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is the review and the approval of the minutes. I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. Okay, we have
We now have Council Member Dale Miller.
excellent. Good. Is there any public comment?
No public comment.
Let's go to our first item, please.
First item, new item for review, BC 2024-246, Department of Public Works submitting a grant award from the U.S. Department of Energy in the amount of $1,500,000 for the Euclid Microgrid Design Project in connection with the Grid Infrastructure Deployment and Resilience Program for the period March 1st, 2024 through February 28, 2026.
Good morning, Matt Ruby, Department of Public Works. As stated, we are submitting a grant award, $1.5 million. This is a congressionally directed, forget the terminology now, earmark from Senator Brown's office for Cuyahoga Green Energy. It is going to provide us with the resources to advance two projects, one in the city of Euclid and one in the city of Brooklyn. In the briefing memo, we provided itemized task lists of what the grant scope covers, and Mike Foley is here if there are any specific questions.
Thank you. Councilman, please.
So, what is the expected begin time on the project, and what's the estimated time where it will be operational?
Councilman Mike Foley from Public Works, Cuyahoga Green Energy. The engineering starts as soon as the grant gets accepted. We'll be hiring engineers to start doing design work. That'll take roughly a year, year and a half, and then construction would start once that design work is complete. Notice proceed probably about a year, year and a half after that. Or
Okay.
notice proceed would be a year, year and a half, and then construction will start right after that.
And construction will take about how long?
I think about a year, year and a half as well. So
We're
a little over
talking
2.5 years, 3.
3 years or so to get it operational.
Yeah, I don't think electrons will start flowing for
Okay.
2.5, 3 years. So,
Okay, thank you.
I bet your colleague over there a beer that we'd have it done by the end of 2027, so I'm racing, by the way, so.
Anything else, Mr. Foley?
I think that's it.
Thank you. Are there any further questions? Seeing none, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Miller. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item, please.
Next item, BC 2024-247, Department of Public Works submitting an RFP exemption, which will result in an award recommendation to River City Furniture, DBA, the RCF Group, and the amount not to exceed $6,667.23 for the purchase and installation of various office furniture for the Sheriff's Department, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Matt Reimer with the Department of Public Works. This is a state term contract purchase for furnishings to complete the outfitting of the Sheriff's Department Chief Deputy's Office. It provides a standard office wardrobe, some lateral file systems, and the office meeting table and associated chairs. And this is a state term, but it's listed as an exemption because the installation labor is actually cheaper off of state contract than it is on state term contract. So I believe it's an 87% of the items, which represents the material, is on state term, and then the installation labor is not. That's the reason for the exemption. Happy
Thank
to
you.
answer any questions.
Thank you, Matt. Are there any questions from the board? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-248, Department of Public Works submitting an RFP exemption, which will result in award recommendation to Office Resolution 2 LLC and the amount not to exceed $139,896.99 for a joint cooperative purchase and installation of various pieces of furniture and fixtures for the build-out of 2 workstations and 16 housing units at the Metzenbaum Center, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Matt Reimer with the Department of Public Works again. This is a supplemental procurement in support of the $2 million project to convert the D and E second floor wings of the Metzenbaum building to residential capability in support of DCFS operations. This procurement is specifically for the furnishings that will go into the 8 residential sleeping units, 2 beds each, and outfit them with the behavioral health grade beds, nightstand, locker units, and then the lounge furnishings in each of the wings as well. Each of the 2 lounges have 2 TV sides and a fixed seating eating table and game table in the center. And then there are 2 staff offices, one in D wing and one in E wing, that this also outfits. These are all under joint cooperative purchase contracts, all these furnishings, and happy to answer any of your questions.
Thank you, Matt. Are there questions from the board? Councilman?
Yes. Am I correct that we own the facility and that we expect to run the program once it's completed?
To the first question, Councilman, yes, we own the facility. I don't want to speak on behalf of HHS because I believe they may have some supplemental staff from the recent Child Wellness Center award that will augment DCFS program staff to run the facility at this location. So I think that remains to be seen, the operational template that they're going to use.
Thank you.
Are there additional questions? Seeing no further questions, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Miller. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-249, Department of Public Works submitting an amendment to a contract with Pitney Bowes Incorporated for lease, maintenance, and support services of mailing equipment located at various county buildings for the period December 1st, 2020 through November 27, 2024, for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $95,886.48, effective upon contract signatures of all parties.
Good morning, everyone. Tom Pavich, Public Works. This is the second amendment to the Pitney Bowes contract that we have for the lease of our mailroom equipment at 3 of our locations. The contract goes until November 27th of this year. This is just to add funds against that last year. We follow the state of Ohio contract dates, so we'll be evaluating the next contract strategy very soon.
Thank you, Mr. Pavich. Are there questions from the board? Seeing no question, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Paul Porter. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-250, Department of Public Works, on behalf of the Medical Examiner's Office, submitting an RFP exemption which will result in award recommendation to Hitachi High-Tech America Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $52,392 for a state contract purchase of preventive maintenance services on the Hitachi S3400N2 PCVP scanning electron microscope for the period September 1st, 2023 through August 31st, 2026, and submitting a contract with said RFP exemption.
Hugh Shannon, Medical Examiner's Office. We appreciate the assist from Public Works. We had been down procurement staff, and they had picked up the ball on this one for us, so appreciated. This is a maintenance contract for the scanning electron microscope in the Trace Evidence Department. No work has been done. You can see the date was, we got delayed because of the loss of staff and having to transfer this item over to Public Works for assistance. So, but nothing has been done since the old contract expired, but we do need the dates to match up to maintain the guarantees, the warranties on the equipment. So that's why it's dated for September 1st last year.
Okay, thank you, Hugh. Are there questions from the board on this item? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
Next item, BC 2024-251, Department of Information Technology submitting an RFP exemption which will result in award recommendation to Progress Software Corporation in the amount not to exceed $6,594 for the renewal of 6 subscriptions to Telerik DevCraft Ultimate Software for the period March 25th, 2024 through March 24th, 2025, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Board. Dennis Sullivan, Department of IT. Telerik is our standard for the web development team. It also provides JavaScript, which is used for our stylization and customization. It's an exempt because it's a quote. We put it out to bid twice. One other bid came in that was nearly $1,200 more. So the exemption's actually quote. We went directly back to the manufacturer, which is Progress for the Telerik product.
Thank you, Dennis. Are there questions from the board on this item? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item approved.
Thank you.
Next item. Thank you.
Next item, BC 2024-252, Department of Public Safety and Justice Services, on behalf of the Local Emergency Planning Committee, requesting authority to apply for grant funds to United States Department of Transportation Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration in the amount not to exceed $68,800 for the FY 2022 Hazardous Materials Emergency Preparedness Grant Program Year 3 for the period October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025.
Hi, good morning. Jill Smilek from Public Safety and Justice Services. Our department's Office of Emergency Management provides staffing and administrative oversight for the LEPC, or Local Emergency Planning Committee. This is their application for a grant year 3 from the U.S. Department of Transportation Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration. So the purpose of this grant is to protect against the risks that are inherent in the transportation of hazardous materials. So it will help us complete a commodity flow study and also assist with training for local hazmat teams.
Okay, thank you. Are there questions from the board? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second. Second by Mr. McAleer. All in favor to approve, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Next item, BC 2024-253, Department of Health and Human Services, Cuyahoga Job and Family Services, submitting an RFP exemption which will result in award recommendation to Catholic Charities Corporation in the amount not to exceed $435,457 for success coaching services for eligible Ohio Works First applicants and management of the incentive payment system in connection with the Benefit Bridge Pilot Program for the period March 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024, and submitting a contract with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Marcos Cortez with Health and Human Services on behalf of Jobs and Family Services. The Benefits Bridge is a pilot program in Ohio to address the benefits cliff. The benefits cliff occurs when benefits phase out at too fast a rate, with each dollar increase in earned income, resulting in an individual losing benefits and being worse off financially. In most cases, the loss of benefits is due to the gaining of employment or a wage increase. This is intended to be an 18-month program to help with life skills, career skills, and peer mentoring, and provide financial literacy.
Thank you, Marcos. Are there any questions from the board?
Yes. So, does this program provide any financial assistance to reduce the effect of the benefits cliff, or is it simply employment services to help people upgrade their skills at a faster rate?
These folks already have jobs. There is an incentive to them as they progress through the program. They can earn incentives throughout the program. They also will provide assistance if there is like a car needs to be fixed. So those types of financial incentives.
And you said the program lasts 18 months?
It's intended to go 18 months.
And is this a new program?
It's a pilot, yes.
And is there going to be some kind of evaluation component to determine how well this works?
I don't know if there's anything built into it currently, but I'm sure that if the state allows the money to continue, that we'll look at, how the best to implement the program in a longer term.
How many people are we expecting to serve with this money?
40 clients.
40 clients?
40.
And how are they selected?
So there's going to be a data-driven approach to look at those who have identified kind of residents who have lost or had a reduction in public benefits.
Mr. Mackler, please.
Marcos, is it capped at, is it based on per 40 people being served? Is it a maximum per individual? Did you say that, or?
It's 8,000, I believe, per individual, up to, in terms of incentives and additional services.
And that can be used for the wide range of things that you.
Yes.
So the benefits get cut, but then they're doing a pilot project that 40 individuals can be served when, okay. This doesn't make, but okay.
Any final questions? Seeing none, I will make the motion to approve the item. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The item is approved.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
Next item, BC 2024-254, Department of Health and Human Services, Community Initiatives Division, Family and Children First Council, submitting an amendment to a contract with Educational Service Center of Northeast Ohio for programming and fiscal agent services for the Families and Schools Together FAST program for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2025, to amend the terms of the Exhibit 2 budget effective January 1st, 2024, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $250,000.
Good morning, Kathleen Stewart from Family and Children First Council. This is our contract with the Educational Services Center of Northeast Ohio, and they are our fiscal agent for our FAST program. The FAST program is in 13 schools across Cuyahoga County. We're in East Cleveland, Parma, Cleveland Heights, University Heights, and Brook Park. This additional money was to help increase stipends and the food allotment that they serve every week. So every week this programs meet, and there's 16 members, and there's 5 trainers that we have. It is an evidence-based program. We did find that we had extra money in our budget, so we added these extra dollars to the fiscal agent contract. It is late because the original contract is over $500,000, so when we figured out that the additional money could be added, it had already been set forth with the full county council to be approved. We are looking to increase our schools. We are actively recruiting right now, looking at 2 different school districts. And the increased stipends for the team members and for the trainers. I've been at FCFC for going on 14 years, and they've had the same dollar amount since since I started, and the program was already in place since then. So, but the bulk of the money is going towards the food. As we all know, school food costs are so expensive right now. So they could have a family member of as little as 4, or they could have 9. So sometimes they would go and get, like donations from like their neighborhoods to help with the food costs, but the bulk of the money is going towards the food allotment.
Okay, thank you, Catherine. Questions?
Yes.
Councilman, please.
What 2 additional school districts are being considered?
So we're looking at another school in East Cleveland. We are looking at another school in Cleveland Heights, University Heights. Parma has 6. So the one we might lose is Brook Park, because their team member is retiring, or she's, well, not retire, I shouldn't say retire, she's leaving the program, so they're having a hard time finding somebody else from the school to take on her role. So we still might have the same number, depending on if Brook Park leaves or not. And, oh, Warrensville, I forgot Warrensville, we're gonna, Warrensville's interested in it as well.
Additional questions? Seeing no further questions, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Mackler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved.
Thank you.
Next, moving on.
Moving on to consent agenda items, BC 2024-255 through BC 2024-259.
Okay, board members, feel free to ask any questions on any of those items. Seeing no further questions on today's consent agenda items, I will make a motion to approve them. Is there a second? Seconded by Ms. Nicole English. All in favor to approve, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Today's consent agenda items are approved. Is there any other business?
Yes. Other business, the next Board of Control meeting will be held Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. Due to the total solar eclipse on April 8th, all county buildings will be closed for safety and logistical concerns.
Okay, great. Seeing no other business, I will make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Miller. All in favor to adjourn, say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.